what exactly should I speak today? Therefore, I'll only repeat whatever I have been speaking in the past. See, the Independence Day is a very important day. Reason being that the opponent, the enemy, under whom were Indians subjugated, were a very powerful foe. We call them foe, we call them enemies. You take any name, and you all know, in the British Empire, the sun never used to set. This was their dictum. Who has said this? Can anybody tell me? Who has said this? That in the British Empire, the sun never sets. Anyone? Senior students? Junior? Anyone? I don't think anyone. Okay. When you are against a foe, which is so formidable, 19th century itself, or 19th century, and it took more than 200 years, or maybe 60 years, for us to accomplish and achieve this day which you all are enjoying today. Our forefathers never had this facility of enjoying, never had the comfort of enjoying these things. Kids of your age, in 30s and 40s, they never had these laddus and all those kind of things. They never got it. Just now you saw the program here in which the tyrannical empire. There's a book nowadays which is quite famous. Whenever I come and speak, I do want you people to read the books. Last time when I was here, I told you there's a very, very good book on what the Britons or the Britishers did with us. This year I'm reading a book, Inglorious Empire by Shashi Tharoor. Go through those books and you will find what kind of travesty of justice was done against us. Millions of people died. It's not only the millions of people who died struggling for the independence of our country. People died in famines. We've had 3-4 famines in the country. The most famous one was, and the recent one was, the Bengal famine, in which more than 30 lakh people died. And you know, and we had enough of granaries with us. It's not that we were not having the granaries, we didn't have the food. But think of them, the Britishers. What did they do? What did they do with the granary? What did they do with the food that was produced in the country itself, in our country itself? The food were diverted to other countries because England was fighting the Second World War. Instead of feeding the people dying in Bengal, it was diverted to the other countries who were involved in fighting the Second World War. I do not want to go into the details of it, but it was a very tyrannical enemy that we were facing for more than 60 to 70 years. If you read those books, then you will find that what our forefathers had done, what kind of a steely will they had. They know everything. They knew that we are not going to get independence. They knew that we are not going to get freedom in a short while, in our lifetimes. But they struggled. They were there. They were subjected to all kinds of rudeness. All kinds of rudeness. but they did not give way. That is what I am saying. Giving way means you have lost everything. As long as you are standing, as long as you are not escaping, I'm sure you will be able to get anything in life. Because my audience is small kids. So I'd like to say, I'd like to convey one thing to you. What was the reason? What was the reason? Why did we become slaves of handful of Britishers? You know, when they came to India, the East India Company in 1600, you know how many Britishers were there? How many English fellows were there? How many English soldiers were there in our country? Can anyone imagine? Can anyone tell me? And even at that time, our population was around 32 crores. And there were only 40 Britishers who arrived in a ship to India in the times of Jahangir. What I want to say is, see, that 40 Britishers somehow were in a position to subjugate us nicely. And they ruled the entire country. It was not that they were ruling only North India or certain parts of it. Our other rulers, if you go to the ancient India, you will find that our emperors, the Hindu, Muslim, whatever they were having a pocket of places. They were never the conquerors, they were not the emperors of the entire country. They were having pockets. But here is a country with such a meager number of students, the British, meager number of troops were able to subjugate us and subjugate us for more than 100 years. No doubt, they were better in their ammunitions, they were having better weapons with them, but the main reason for us was, you know what? The main reason for us was the disunity. People were not united. And when you are not united, very simple thing, very small, very weak forces will also be able to capture. That is what I am saying. That unity is the most important thing. Jhansi ki Rani was fighting for her own heirship in Jhansi. She never cared that what is happening to other regions. Tabja Tope was fighting for some other region, but not for the country as such. They never had this kind of a mind that we have to see the British thrown away from the country. They were all fighting for the very narrow, parochial, territorial region. That was the reason. If the entire freedom fighters, leaders, if they were together, if they would have given a united front to them, probably things would have been much easier and we would have won. A glimpse of it is in 1857. When we had reached Delhi, I do not know how many of you know, when we had reached Delhi, almost had defeated the Britishers, almost had beaten the Britishers. But it was only because the entire nation was not behind these freedom fighters. This is what I am saying, this is the thing. And how did they get the better ammunition? How did they get the better facilities for fighting? Because they were right during a time of Renaissance. They were focusing on science, technology. So when you have a better equipment to fight, you will be able to vanquish anyone coming in front of you. That is why I say to kids, India is like, let's say, Viksit Bharat. Viksit Bharat will require all students to work hard in their studies, develop some kind of school. Everybody will not be a good scientist. Everybody will not be a good mathematician. But every one of you have talent. Every one of you have some kind of a potential. Try to develop, try to chisel that potential. And who is going to locate, who is going to find out what kind of potential this particular child has? Here is the role of the teachers and the parents. The parents and the teachers will try to find out that where will this child go and excel. That is why I say that is our time in the school, because my audience right now is you. That we have to see, if we have to achieve this Viksit Bharat, then all of us have to be productive in nature. All of us in one way or the other way. It's not only the scientists that are just only productive in nature. In every field you have to rise. And when you rise in every field, try to see the sum up of those productivity will be so much that India will not wait for 2047. Much ahead of it, will be able to achieve something which people outside, globally, will grudge. They will think that yes, here is a country. I'm telling you one thing, nobody is with India. No other country is with India. We have to progress ourselves. Political freedom we have got from the Britishers. And that particular freedom again is under danger. I'm telling you, that political freedom is again in danger, not because of neighboring countries, but because of the internal strife that we are having, because of the internal disengagement that we are having. We have to see those elements. We'll have to find those elements and we have to isolate them. Along with that, we have to see our kids become productive and not street mongers. The street mongers will not achieve anything, ultimately will die unsung and unworthy. I know I'm speaking for such a long time because I seldom get an opportunity to come here and speak. But still, I just only want to convey my one thing. To my small kids, nobody is listening, I know. But then still I would say that wherever you are, whatever you are doing, do it with full devotion, with full focus. And once you do it, whatever you want to achieve, you will be able to achieve. And it will not be the individual success, it will be for the entire country. When you do something good, the country gets benefited out of it. You have resources, you have so many these things. Think of it. Think of it. What was our, this thing, can you tell me what was our GDP in 1947? It was not more than 400 crores. Our GDP in 1947 was 400 crores only. And now what is our GDP? It is $5.3 million. We are third or fourth. If these incidents would have not taken place like the Gulf War and all that, probably would have surpassed Germany also. But I do not want to talk about this thing for Chote Bache. What I want to say is, teachers also, I want to deal with them that please see which student is good in maths, which student is good in arts, which student is good in other this thing, chisel them nicely, take the help of the parent, take their cooperation, send them into those professional colleges, professional coachings, personals, and see how they develop into a nice, they will become better sportsmen, they will become, and everyone will contribute to what? To the prestige of the nation. So my slogan today will be, go ahead, choose your vocation, choose whatever you want to do in life. Those who are not good at maths, leave aside maths. Those who are not good at this thing, only you have to pass till class 10. Along with that, follow some kind of a skill. Develop a skill. You will monetarily also will get help, and India will also have a better this future. Thank you very much for listening to me. This is important.